There are 3 people there. A man walks by and she stares at him. The man fiddles with the other's pocket and his wallet falls down. She was about to help, but the man gestures in her direction and so she stays put. He stands near the man and tells him that his wallet is on the ground. He didn't even notice, so he picks it up and the man tells him to be more careful. As thanks for the warning, he would like to give him some cash, but he doesn't want it. The man keeps on insisting, and so he takes it and thanks him for it. That man tells him goodbye and starts to leave. He looks at the woman sitting down and he goes and hands her the money he just got. She finds it odd and asks him why, so he can see that she needs it and that he saw how that man treated her earlier. She pokes that man on his leg, asking if he has anything to help her out with, but he turns around and tells her to stop touching him, that she's dirty, asking her what she wants from him. She's sorry for it, but she asks if he has some money to give her so she could buy something to eat. He can't believe how the city is full of beggars. She says she's asking because she is in need, and the man laughs, saying that she has good legs, is pretty, and that she should take a shower and get a job. In her state, she can't even work anymore, but the man tells her to go and sell something on the streets, to work as a housekeeper or something. She asks him not to judge her and help her instead, but he walks away. He really wants her to have that money, and she takes it and thanks him for it. She suddenly stands up, telling him to wait, but he says he needs to go on with his day now, and she believes that they can make a lot of money together. He doesn't know what she's talking about, but she gets excited about this big opportunity. He doesn't feel like trading his life for this, and he starts to walk away, but she keeps going after him, telling him to listen to her plan. He's getting frustrated now, telling her to take a bath, to go and buy something to eat with that money, but he wants her to leave him alone. She didn't know she was smelling so bad, but that's not what he meant, he just wants to get rid of her. She really thinks they'll be rich with this idea, but he decides to leave her with her bag. She holds him, but he frees himself from her grasp and walks away, and she wasn't given up yet. She keeps following the man around, and then she calls him out, and she keeps on insisting that they'll make a lot of money, telling him to accept it already and do this together. He doesn't want her there at his door, but she keeps going on and on about making rivers of money. He humors her and asks her what's her plan then. She still has to figure it out, but they can put their heads together and think of something to make some cash. He starts to understand why she's in this state, that she needs to stop talking nonsense, that he already helped her out and he doesn't want her bothering him at his door like that, telling her to go away and sew something else instead. He can see that she dreams about things that are not real, that he has things to do with his life, and that he doesn't have to go on adventures like that with her. She can see that he was right, that someone like him wouldn't waste his time with her, so she'll go now and she wishes him the best. He's glad to see her go. He watches her going. And he knows he'll regret doing this, but he starts to call her back. She can't wait for them to be a team, but he tells her that they won't, that he'll let her take a shower inside, to find some new clothes for her and that's it. They start to go inside, and she's still talking about making rivers of money. He tells her to stop talking about this so much. And he knows that he'll regret doing this. He tells her to go in but to not make herself so at home. She's mesmerized by his house, and he tells her to sit down. She can see that he has a lot of money, but she reassures him that they'll make even more now. People who keep thinking about making money usually don't make that much. He tells her that he's in charge around his place, that she'll live by his rules. She understands that, and he starts to tell her the rooms of his house, that she can stay in the bedroom on the far end as well, telling her not to take anything from his house and to behave. She'll take a shower now, and he sure hopes so because she's starting to smell. She knows that she doesn't smell that bad. He starts climbing down the stairs, asking her what is she doing. She didn't take a shower yet, she went to the kitchen and made him breakfast instead, that she doesn't mind being dirty for a little while longer. He hopes that it'll be good, but she reassures him that it looks and tastes good. He asks if she washed her hands, and she shows them. He starts to sit down, and then he says his hands are dirty, and that he needs something to eat. She thought of that. He takes it and tells her to sit and eat with him. He asks her what made her be in this state she's in. And she'll tell him, but she wants him to eat it first. He tells her that she can eat it, that he's more interested in the story. She doesn't want to eat it, but he asks her what happened. She wasn't like this. She was very rich. That surprises him, and she says her father had a lot of houses and cars, and that he owned some condos. He laughs, saying that he's Neymar's brother then. She's telling him the truth, that she traveled to a lot of countries. He wants to understand what made her end up like this then, and she says that her parents had a divorce and her mother started to see another guy who wasn't so great, and then her dad passed away shortly afterward and she ended up like this. She doesn't feel like talking about that anymore. He tells her that he needs to go out and do some things and that they can continue this later. She's sure that she'll make her money back, and he begs her to not talk about money anymore, that one of his rules is for her to not talk about money anymore. He needs to go now, telling her that she can make herself at home and do what she wants there. She'll be waiting for him then, but her mind is still on getting her money back. He gets back and sees her in a praying position and her plastic bag full of cash. This woman is bad news. He doesn't know where she got all that money, so he'll call the police. He gets inside, and Michelle tells Rodrigo that she got her money back. He asks her what's that, and she happily tells him that's her money, that she told him that she would get it all back. There's a lot of money there, so he says that she'll get him in trouble with all of that money inside his house like that. She can explain, but she could only have stolen all of that money from someone. She didn't, and she can explain to him. He knows that she stole it from someone, that he already called the police to get her. She called her lawyer too, that he was on his way to explain what was happening. She barely had money to eat. Suddenly, there's a knock on his door and he'll go and answer it. He opens the door, and it's that man from earlier, and he says he's Ted, Michelle's lawyer. He's having a hard time processing this, but he says that he's a lawyer, so Rodrigo invites him in then. They start to make their way in, and he greets Michelle. She greets him as well, and he apologizes for earlier, that he doesn't remember all of his clients. She doesn't care about that, the important thing is that she got her money back. This is just a small part of it, and she still has a lot to get. She told him that she was very rich. They still have to evaluate her father's buildings and farms. She got used to not having so much money anyway, telling him to go and donate some of her money to some charity projects. He stops her, telling her that she has the right to that money, that she has to take it all. She gets scared that people will only be near her because of her money. That's her money, and God's giving her an opportunity, so she needs to take hold of that and try to start her life anew. He reminds her that she promised to follow his rules inside his house, so he tells her that's a rule, that she needs to take that money and change her life with it. She'll do it then. She'll accept all of her money. He's happy to hear her saying that he brought her a contract for her to sign. They'll use his table for her to sign, and he tells them to make themselves comfortable. She was telling the truth, and now she finished reading the document. So she only needs to sign it up. All set now. She thanks Rodrigo for his help, and he apologizes for doubting her earlier.